So don't, remember like I was saying, don't think of it like a regular daily Hiva. A lot of people are still doing this. Look, lift your leg, Liz. Even if I hold it really strong, lift your leg. She can even still lift it with my body weight attached. It's not as strong as you might think, okay? Look, look how many connections I have on her leg. How many? How many?
3.
Pretty much 2, right, I think. Because look, I have the other 2 over here, floating. Now watch. How many connections do I have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. And then, you know, you can think of it in simple terms. How many appendages do I have? 4. How many connections do I have? 3, out of 4. I have all 4, right? So, and don't think of it as like as pretty much anything else right now, guys. We're gonna set the foundation. Like now, lift your leg, Liz. It's like impossible. She's lifting my entire body weight with just her hip flexion. Not gonna happen. So get heavy on this leg first and test it out with your partner. Test that out. Test this out. Get familiar with it. Okay? Ready? 1, 2. Yeah. So the 2 options, guys. So the 2 options basically, as I'm putting pressure and as she reacts, if she puts any weight forward, I can roll. If she steps, I mean, if I take her to like that, more of that east side, like more to my right, perpendicular, then I'm gonna come on the outside. I'm gonna come up this way, right? And what I wanna do is I wanna dominate this knee. And then I wanna dominate this shelf, this foot, right? Boom, boom, I want the other leg. For the hips. If I come up on the inside, it's usually because I knocked her more north. Like if she's up like that, then I can roll on the inside, okay? I can go that way, or if she's still maybe a little bit further back or something, like I can always like look for this leg as well. Come into my Y guard, my technical stand-up sweep. Make sense? Okay.
Either way, like outside or inside, whenever you catch the leg and you put in the shelf, are you trying to put the knee on the ground while you put the foot on the shelf? Because
you can, yeah.
If you put the shelf and it's still like that, like wrestlers
they can get away.
To like boom. But if you're able, like,
yeah.
they can't really have.
Yeah.
Are you trying to?
I think that's easier for you if they put the knee down, then they've kind of stuck themselves, right? If you can get the knee down, that's better. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not the greatest wrestler, so. But I try to learn as much as I can. Anything else? Okay. So now we're going to do one more. So I'm going to talk about one detail here. So remember when we're off balancing, we're going here, we're not on our back still, okay? A lot of y'all are still kind of on your back, okay? You want to get as much to seated position as you can while you keep your leg up. But I also don't want my knee disconnected. I want to be like tighter on the knees. I want to pinch my knees together on her knee, okay? Make sense? I don't want to be doing this. I see some of the people doing this. And you know, even if you're still heavy, like if she tries to lift you, and you're still kind of heavy or not, see how her foot can come off the ground? Your goal is for her foot not to come off the ground. So my butt is right next to her foot. If your butt's too far away and your knee's too low, and you're trying to put your daily Hiva hook in like this, your knee's too low. I want my foot low, my knee high. Okay, and then I want a good false grip around her knee. I want to put pressure with my hamstring on her shin. Okay, that's going to get action reaction. Now look, the next off balancing, guys, is going to go to my west side. So not east. I'm not taking her that way anymore. I'm not rocking back. If she doesn't push me into me enough, I'm not gonna be able to pull her. So say she's not letting me pull it. I go this way. Okay, so I'm going to my left hip. Instead of my right shoulder, I'm going to my left hip. So you're here. You know, getting here takes practice, so don't be super frustrated if you're like, I can't really get here. Remember, your hook is high, kind of around the right hip, and your knee is pinched. Okay, she wants to force the knee out most of the time anyway. As she's countering the knee, you're pulling the knee in. So I'm pulling the knee in, she wants to force it out. What does that do? It helps me roll her over that way. Okay? Now there's another mechanism here that I think I skipped over. This is a concept you apply, just like Danny's class. Apply this broadly across jiu-jitsu. Opposing grips. Concept of opposing grips. I'm pulling from the inside of her ankle and I'm pulling from the outside of her knee. Opposing grips, okay? It's pretty much like anything. Like if I want to control 2-on-1, I need to oppose the grip. I need to be here, I need to be inside, outside, right? Or pushing, pulling, right? Pushing, pulling, like any kind of 2-on-1. Push, pull, you know, in the gi, you're push, pull. Pulling with my hands, pushing with my foot. Same concept. Opposing grips, okay? That makes sense? So now I'm on this opposing grip on her ankle and her knee. Now, I want to pull her knee in and force her off her foot this way, right? So what does she want to do? Open the knee. So watch, guys, how this works is my hip, you can keep you don't have to give it to me. I'll just knock you down. So your hips are going to come around. See how my blood is rotating? It's kind of like I'm actually like kind of crushing her toes like all the way that way with my hip and my butt. So it's not really that comfortable on top. And also you'll feel like you might roll your ankle, so be careful. So my hips rolling over her foot, and now I'm falling with my shoulders straight to the side. Okay, if she posts her hand and doesn't fall, look, right there, sometimes I can go, boom. Okay, but a lot of times I can't. So I'm just starting to come up here, like she can get my back. I actually want you guys to I want you to give her that reaction. That's the reaction I'm looking for the next technique, okay? Good, so my right hand on the mat, or pulling her hand, you can sweep her, or just come up, hand on the mat where you're kind of turning her back. It's a trap, okay? It's a bait. Good? Hey, so just know this is the first time doing daily diva and no-gi, or actually, I'll say this. It's the first time you're doing this specific daily diva, don't worry, it's going to be very, it's going to feel really awesome. So don't be like, oh man, this doesn't work. It does, it's awesome. So and then also this off balance to this side, I do a little bit less, okay? It's a little bit less common. They don't ever like just chill and leave their hips away. That's why as I pressure the whole way underneath, I'm uncomfortable. As I force the knee in, I'm uncomfortable. So they're usually gonna open the knee, but they're also usually start to push into you because they don't want to get caught to the side of that. So when they push into you, they're hoping to like be like that. And smash you here and keep you flat. And then right there and boom. Okay? So you gotta know, like we had a question there, how do you prevent that? And it's all about being on your elbow. It's all about knowing when and using your entire body weight and knowing or just timing. Because when they go to their whole body weight, you don't need to use much here. You need to go to timing and through your right side. And now you always look at this level. Pretty much you can drive hard to the shoulder. Push off this. It's gonna be really easy to get behind. Sometimes you're going to wrestle out and kind of not too much. But we're going to do this one more time inside, okay? So one more time, I'm going to go inside. I'm going to go to the elbow. So as my butt's moving, I'm keeping this really strong, and I'm pulling myself around with my hands. Okay, now, when I come to the side, I don't do this. No. Keep it here. And I follow my shoulders far behind her knees. And now I close her hand. I lose the knee. My right chest can go heavy so my left leg can get light. Actually look in front of my back. Back step, and that's the left this way. I don't want my honeymoon right here. I don't want my leg off. What I want is I want her far leg over my shin. I don't want her far leg over my thigh. That's a really common thing I see when people start playing this system. So you want your knee out as a wall and as a frame. You can lock the figure four. I usually don't really like to just cross my ankles a little bit. And I keep this semi-active, but I pinch my knees. The reason why you want this far leg is because it's much harder for me to get this inside leg out. Okay? And then look, I get the far leg, wrap it, I get my shoulder over her toes, and now I get my hands high in my chest. I rotate my wrist so that I'm stabbing myself in the chest with my pinky, and I'm looking at my left shoulder. Got an ankle lock, okay? Good thing about ankle lock, everyone can do it, no matter what belt. You can just ankle. So I'm here. Did anybody not successfully knock the pressure to the side? Anybody? Everybody got it? Usually when I use this, at least 30% or 40% of people come out of it. Knock the pressure to the side. It's got everyone a little bit. We'll do that a little deeper with your right arm. If I go to EDB, you gotta run. You gotta want that. Okay. I don't want that. So I'm like a fall here. Okay, so you're gonna fall aside, guys. Move down your hands. Come back up. If you stay here, you don't do the base. You try to turn it around the back and let you get into the really bad spot. Be careful. What I want to do is I want to get up and quick with my hand and shift my weight to my right leg. So you see how that starts to lift her foot and her knee a little bit? My shin is all the way on her leg. Don't put your knee on the floor. You're too light. Shin on her hip, so it pins her hip. Now she goes to my back, she starts to escape to my back foot. I need to step back. Okay? And I don't grab this near leg. If I have both legs control, it's going to be a lot easier for me to control position. So grab the far leg, sit, and then scoot up again. Don't be on your back. Okay? Use this actively to sit up. Squeeze the leg you have here to your thighs, and my hands control the far leg. At the knee, and at the ankle, right? Now I just rotate it. Boom. What's good about this is you can get an AO lock 2 earlier, a little bit here, and it's not as legal and way more devastating, but the ankle lock is good. Okay? The ankle lock can even heel inside the ribs. The heel starts to come in front. That's the AO lock. That's going to get nasty a little bit. So the ankle lock will just, like I said, turn the pinky down, like thumb up with your arm, one arm on your hand that's attacking the ankle. Reinforce the soft of your under. Pinch your shoulder back over the toes. Look over your left shoulder. And do that. Okay?
When you're doing a back step, do you have any tricks to release the hook? I'll keep the hook behind the bar.
Yeah, that's a complicated. That starts to complicate the topic, but I'll show you probably individually. But yeah, so you should be here. Here. That's what they want to do. They want to hook, right? Yeah. So usually I can, with my hand, I can push, I can clear it, but I'll sometimes be off balance. So I'll switch here sometimes. Now and sometimes here, if I think I'm not going to get back step, I think there's maybe something in my back, I'll roll through. I'll come through. Sometimes my leg will be out right if I don't feel it, I'll land eventually in a happy position already. But you can always bail in. That's the shoulder roll. When I bail, I like shoulder roll. So you're here. The easy way to back step is not to be on your feet, guys. Put your hand down and you'd like to take a little out. Now you go. Step high and back. You try to just go like this, you're going to move the leg that way. They're going to catch your back. You got to go a high step. High step here. Boom. Like I'm bringing my foot. High step. Coming. I like to stay here sometimes. I'm just do it from here. Or I already have that bar on the back, but maybe you double single leg with your hand. So you don't lose control. Okay? Good. Alright, ready? One the good thing you can take away about it is, especially for seminars and short, compact learning, is I know for sure that you're not going to forget everything, okay? So that's why I like to do it. So it's going to be 3 different levels or so of constraints. The first one, level of constraints is my partner on top cannot do anything basically but keep the balance the same. So my job on the bottom only is to off balance it. That's all my job. My job on the sweep, on the submitter, on the flex, upwind, just try to get her off balance. If I can get her off one foot, basically I achieve my goal. Okay, so this is by no means sparring, this is by no means training. Okay. or rolling, whatever you call it. So if I can get off balance over here, if she gets to her hand, I already kind of consider it a win, which is reset. So the first level is attacking the valve, attacking the base. Just like Danny's seminar, remember guys, you have all those points. When you have to take on that, remember to take on that. You have a visual of it, great. So I can go pressure forward on the heavy on the leg, she reacts. I can throw myself over the computer out now for here. Remember to kick, guys. Lift the seat, you can see that. Really quick, kick the butt. And now I got it out balance like this, I got the foot on the air that I want already. Okay? That's a really good position to achieve. Okay? If I get her over the head more, one, right? I'm just trying to win. Okay? But what I don't want you guys to do is try to like, oh, I want to super back with it. I don't want you guys to do that. It really works justice. The only thing you can do is this. Okay, so that's another good thing. You can put your foot on the side and come right. Okay, we're trying to pressure her backwards. Sometimes she's gonna fall back. She doesn't love pressure in here. But usually, in order to prevent that, if you guys don't let that happen, don't let your leg straighten out. Just always do that. You don't know how everything is.
Okay, listen, anytime you put your foot that's pitching on the ground or leverage for your that they are just control the knee from pushing outside. So your left leg.
Oh, I think I'm on that.
Foot on the back.
If you're able to keep this knee higher than me, keep your chest close, I can be here now.
Yeah, well, not just that, but like if you're something, if you're using it, put it down.
Oh, any reason?
Yeah.
Maybe it's move, but I usually don't put it. I usually just move around. Like imagine her leg is like an axle around the wheel, and we'll work it out.
Use your hands to do that, right? Oh yeah.
I was sitting around here. So cool. All right, ready? We're gonna do only 30 seconds. So 30 seconds on bottom, 30 seconds on top. If you're on top, you're gonna be on top for a while. Okay? Don't go to the bottom. So we just first one after we switch. After I take the partners, first one stays where they're at. Keep on top and right. Okay? Ready? Yes. And really focus on killing in, which you can sometimes, prevent by keeping it really strong. But what you're going to be trying to do is folding faster than the right. So a lot of times it's going to be kind of backing your leg and hooks down, and then bring that left knee forward. Okay. Or you're just getting heavy over the top of you and smashing your knee this way, right? So like that. Yeah. So in this situation, guys, I go, I keep breathing, and now you try to smack up and you're going to forward look. Back to the same position. Okay, it's not as easy, but just know that that's not right. And a lot of times they do it like by bringing the knee close. I can go, look, I can go up on my leg, I can grab the other leg on my shoulder, kick my legs out of the knee. Then I try to go over. Yes. Or from there. Instead of dropping my hip here, I can sometimes roll through and then I can attack the backside. She stays underneath, so that should then I have the backside. Okay, so you have some other options other than weight here. So, my preference is not those. My preference is really pulling her knee in. You try to go one time. Yeah. And then I really force this leg off the mat. Okay. 4 inches to take her that way. Try to get her off balance a lot while she's trying to pull the back. Okay. So guys, the next thing right here, the person on top needs their hands to push the hook. And the person on top can step back, take their hook out, and they can step over the mount. But that's the only time they can drop their knee. If they only drop their knee down on the mat right here, they can only drop the back knee down, drop the back knee. Yeah, to the mount, or they can drop it back there, but they can't drop their front knee. Okay? If she drops the front knee, like say she drops her knees down, there's no more dealing. Okay, so. She's, Liz not going to say combat based, so she's going to say standing, okay? But she's still able to use her hand. Again, my job is the same, just to get her off balance. And I don't have to sweep, okay? I need to get her off balance. If I get her off balance, I win. Right? I get her hand on the mat. If I get her the other hand on the mat, if I get her foot off the mat, I put her here, right? Yeah. Get her here, hand them up on my head. Anything like that, I win, okay? Good. So if there's some problem out, you actually try to disconnect. Connect, take your connections off. So whenever she just going fast, I'm really trying to switch the other leg. That's all. When I get if I get the other leg, I just keep my leg straight. Yeah. I'll show you later. Ready, guys? So same idea. We're only gonna go 30 seconds to get on this one. Yeah, on top of use hands. And you're not actually trying to pass necessarily. You're just trying to remove the connection. Okay. Your goal is not to pass. Your goal is to either balance, take the connections off. You can drop one knee down, but you won't do that. Ready?
Yes, sir.
3, 1, 2.